What if everything you're working for isn't even yours? In the ancient marketplace of Pharos lived a young trader named Elam, who spent 15 years chasing a destiny that didn't belong to him. The day he discovered this truth, everything he believed about success collapsed. Elam grew up in a bustling city where caravans brought wealth and opportunity. His father, a modest grain merchant, idolized the legendary merchant Zadok, the man who once built a fortune trading purple dye. He would point to Zadok's villa and say, "That is success. Follow what works." Elam absorbed this message and shaped his entire future around it. He studied the purple dye trade, saved for years, and finally launched his first shipment. But what he didn't know was that Zadok had abandoned the purple dye trade long ago. While everyone else copied his old path, Zadok quietly moved on to new opportunities. Elam stepped into a dying market without realizing it. His first trades barely broke even. His second earned thin profit. His third left him in debt. Yet he persisted, because persistence was the only lesson he'd been taught. By 30, he was hardworking but exhausted, always grinding, never thriving. Everything changed when his cart broke down near a small oasis village. As it was repaired, Elam talked with an elderly basket weaver named Josiah, who laughed gently when Elam mentioned the purple dye trade. "Every decade," Josiah said, "young merchants chased the dream that was profitable long ago. The treasure moved, but the chasers didn't." Josiah revealed the truth. Zadok had shifted to grain agreements years earlier. Meanwhile, young merchants like Elam were fighting for scraps in an outdated trade. Then Josiah asked the question that cut deep. "Whose dream are you chasing, yours or your father's?" Elam realized he had never chosen his own path. He had inherited ambition like a family heirloom and built his identity on outdated blueprints. Josiah handed him a small coil of palm rope and said, "The most valuable things are often what nobody else notices." When Elam returned to Pharos, he saw his warehouse differently, not as opportunity but as a monument to a dream that wasn't his. Instead of trading, he observed. He watched what was missing. He listened to frustrations. And he realized something most merchants ignored. There was a massive, underserved middle market, a demand for quality goods that weren't luxury but weren't cheap. He sold his purple dye at a loss and built a new network serving craftsmen needing consistent, mid-grade materials. It wasn't prestigious, but it filled a real need. Competition was low because no one cared about this unimpressive market. Within 2 years, he earned more profit than in his entire previous career. Within 5 years, he became one of the most successful merchants in the city, not by copying Zadok, but by building what only he could see. Years later, even Zadok visited him and said, "You succeeded because you stopped copying." Real wealth comes from abandoning the prestigious path when it no longer serves you. Elam learned that the market rewards those who solve real problems, not those who mimic old formulas. He discovered alignment between his talents, his work, and his own definition of success. But his father never understood. To him, prestige defined success. He never saw his son's quiet wealth, peace, and purpose as true achievement. And this ties to your life right now. Every time you chase what others say is impressive, you risk building someone else's dream. Every time you exhaust yourself on a path that doesn't feel like yours, you're reliving Elam's story. The most dangerous dreams are the ones inherited from others, because you mistake them for your own. So here's what I want you to do right now. What am I pursuing only because it's what successful people pursue? What opportunities do I see that others overlook? What would I build if I cared more about meaning than prestige? Write your answers. Then comment below. What would you build if you stopped copying and started creating? Stop chasing others' dreams. Stop measuring success by their standards. Build what only you can build. Because in a world where everyone follows the same map, the real fortune belongs to the one brave enough to trust their own eyes and explore the path no one else sees. Now tell me, whose dream have you been chasing? And what is yours?